Hey everybody, welcome to week 3. We're moving pretty quickly through this semester, which is great, and I'm seeing a lot of really good work, so keep it up. What we just finished doing in week 2 was a lot of work in Outlook, but there was something kind of bigger at play there as well. We were talking also about these differences between Office 2016 and Office 365. So one of the first things you actually had to do in this class is download Office 2016 to your specific device, to your computer, your laptop, desktop, whatever. And some of the questions I was asking, some of the questions maybe Marco was asking as well, basically related to the differences between them. And so you may have known this, you may not have known this, but we talk about that because one of them, Office 365, is cloud-based technology. And so we really want you to get an understanding of what cloud-based technology is and how it differs from something that, say, would be put on your specific device, download 2016. So this is important because cloud-based technology is where computing is going. It's been here for quite some time, and it's going to just continue to do that. When you think of cloud-based, we're thinking of things that aren't actually sitting on your computer. So the best example would be, think of something like iTunes. iTunes is owned by Apple, and it wasn't that long ago, let's say 10 years ago, when you would buy all these different kinds of songs or whatever, and you would actually download them onto your computer. Now you don't do that, right? They're actually saved in the cloud. Now that doesn't mean out there in the ether somewhere and just kind of floating around. What it really means is it's saved on somebody else's computer, somebody else's servers. In that case, it's going to be Apple's. They have these massive server farms that are the size of multiple football fields, where they just have massive computers and they save your data there. Same thing applies for cloud-based technology in Microsoft. So when we talk about things like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and we talk about the 365 version, it's cloud-based. And so a lot of you have been kind of telling us about what are some of the specifics, what are the important things, what are the advantages, and so we'll keep asking those kinds of questions so you get a better understanding of really what cloud-based technology is. And so we'll revisit this from time to time this semester. So that's kind of what I wanted you to get out of this week, or last week I should say, and this week, is what are those differences? So this week we're going to focus not on Outlook, but we're going to move to Microsoft Word. And again, we're going to be focusing on cloud-based 365 versus the desktop-based 2016. So we're going to be talking about that still, but we're going to be very specific in talking about Word. So in a couple weeks we'll talk about PowerPoint, we'll be talking about Excel as well, but this week we're going to focus on probably the best known of the three, which is Word. And so this is basically the software that we use for word processing. What you're going to find out very quickly is that you can do a heck of a lot more in Word than just write papers. You can put in charts and graphs, you can put in tables, and you're going to do a lot of those. So as you go through this week and you start to learn more about Word in 365 and in 2016, I want you to think about trying to kind of stretch yourself. You may know this really well, but are there things that you can learn that you haven't yet known about working in Word? So remember, when you're going through the assignments, the activities folder, those 3 assignments are the ones that are graded, or those are the required ones. But don't forget about the other folder where you have these practice exercises. That's where you're going to do a lot of practice. It's not graded, but that's where you're going to get a lot of stuff done, where you're going to learn a lot. And so I highly suggest that you actually go through those. The other thing I want to say, I mentioned it in an announcement last week, but as often happens, the enrollment in this class dipped just a little bit, and so we technically no longer need another co-instructor. So Marco actually has been moved out and is with his other classes now. So if you have any questions, you can send them directly to me, and I'd be happy to help you out. If there are any questions, again, I've got my office hours on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8 via Skype, but you can always email me. 7 days a week I'm checking my emails, so I'll try to get back to you within 10 or 12 hours. And keep doing the good work you're doing. I think you're really pushing yourselves, and continue to push yourself. That's how you're going to learn, and that's how you're going to get something valuable out of this class. And I will keep talking to you through the discussion boards and through email. Thanks, folks.